Joining us now, retired U.S. Air Force General Philip Breedlove, who also served as NATO's Supreme Allied Commander in Europe. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure you're going to have insight that we did not have before. Give me your reading on these conflicting reports that we're getting from both the United States as well as from overseas, not to mention from House Democrats and Senate Republicans. Everyone seems to have a different message. What's your read on where we're at currently and the intel that's coming out from the classified community?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me this morning. And some of this is to be expected because of frankly, the 24-hour news cycle. There is this great thirst for immediate feedback on how and what happened. What we do know is that we had superior targeteering work starting 15 years ago. We had outstanding what we call weaponeering, mating the aircraft, the weapon, and so forth to the target. The crews executed perfectly, and we have every expectation of very, very good results. Now, what has happened is the story of the battle damage assessment started almost immediately after the weapons impacted, and frankly, that is early. And the reporting that is now causing so much trouble out of the DIA was very, very early. And now as we begin to get more and more intelligence information and analysis of what we can see on the ground, we are quickly moving towards the conclusion that we accomplished the mission and it went very well. But I must tell you, Alex, we still are gonna learn more about this in the days and maybe even weeks to come. And I expect that everything we find out from here on out will confirm that the mission was accomplished.
General, it seems to me as if more and more leaks are happening, and this is a constant battle that the Pentagon and the Department of Defense have to undergo day after day. Is that accurate? Am I seeing this and reading this correctly, that it is happening more often than not? And if so, how damaging is it for a Trump administration when they have to constantly have these types of conversations?
Well, as you know, sadly, in the history of our nation, we have more than one instance of these kinds of leaks. And leaks are almost every time politically motivated. I don't do politics in public, so I'm not going to comment on, the whats and ifs of the politics. But here's what is very clear. Leaks are bad. They're bad for our nation. They're bad for everybody involved. And when you have a leak like this that is clearly politically motivated, you need to sort it out. And frankly, our country doesn't have a good record of sorting it out and holding the people that leak accountable. And maybe this is the time that we should make an example of this leaker and allow that leaker to reconsider his or her actions with a little bit of incarceration.
General, I want to play a quick soundbite from you because this is all about the Iran-Israel ceasefire, still holding up, but most certainly fragile. Qatar playing a role in, of course, brokering that. Now an advisor to the Qatari prime minister was telling NewsNation's Brian Entin in an exclusive interview that they believe the U.S. can help sustain that peace. Take a listen.
In our region here, everybody shouts death to somebody. The only way around that is to make sure that the deterrence is in place, that they don't act upon these threats, but also that the hope and that the message for hope is ready on the table and dialogue is taking place for that to happen. And we believe that President Trump can bring this to the region.
General, of course, NewsNation, very thankful to have that moment with that Qatari official. But how much can we really trust that Qatar is going to be trusted as a go-between on these talks?
Well, we need to have friends in the Middle East, and the Qataris are important people, and they are important in the region. And so I would say let's cultivate every opportunity that we have to find a lasting peace.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.